Week 2, and we're back. This time we've got Macaulay Snellgrove. Sorry, we've been doing it. Like, this is this right. We've been doing this for the last 5 minutes. Just call him Macca. Macca, always nice to see you, mate. Because I got a lot of texts saying that nobody could hear Ben last week and he was boring. So Macca, just lighten up for us. Just a bit about this week. Last week. We unfortunately our game at Coventry got postponed due to the weather, and Sheffield United, we had a late call from Sheffield United, or I think they gave us like 3 days notice. Unfortunately, we just couldn't seem to kind of make things happen, so that will be in the future dates along with Coventry. Mac is laughing for some reason, I'm not too sure.
My name's the easiest name to say.
I know, yeah, so let me try that again, right? So, introducing our new little guest who's been with us for, how long have you been with us now, Macca?
August time, wasn't it?
August time, so he's been with us, still don't know how to say his name, Macaulay Snellgrove. You get it. So yeah, just call him Macca. So this coming week, we have got Peterborough United away on Saturday. That will be a mixed between the Hull and the Midlands region, where we'll be taking our under 7s and under 8s. Tonight's session was very good, as always. I had the little tiny ones, under 7s, under 8s. Ben had the 9s and 10s. You split the group actually.
Yeah.
Macca and Ben had the 9 and 10s. We've got a new lad come in now, the goalkeeping coach, ex-Hull City under 21 like Macca, Harry Fisk, said that wrong as well. I'm really good with names, so we'll just call him Harry, forget his second name. So he's coming on board and he'll be joining us next week. Basically it's just going to be a shorter one this week. I'm just going to bamboozle all these lot with questions, and we had texts and phone calls again of what goes on behind the scenes and stuff like that. So yeah, I've absolutely messed this up for the last 6 minutes, so I'm just going to go through a few questions about, and the reason why we got Macca in, to be fair, is obviously he's been through the system, under 21s level, you know, his left foot's not bad, clearly man's better still, age 45, but we just want to try and get an insight of how he signed for Hull City, did he have any more clubs after him, you know, was it his boyhood dream to play for him, blah blah blah. So we'll go through that, and then we'll ask some silly questions to finish off, and then obviously we'll try and shorten Ben's answer about the Hull City results, because that took 26 minutes to get it out of him, and I think I'm winning actually, because I had 1-1 with West Brom.
Did you?
Yeah. So Macca, just talk us through, did you have any clubs after you, or was it just Hull City? Was it a tough choice? When did you start playing? Got to really tell these kids as well how hard it actually is, even though obviously I've been through the system, but mine was 20 odd years ago. So, but yeah, Macca, talk to me.
So first off, I was just like what you are now, really, grassroots, playing every Sunday with my mates. This was at the age of 8, so I went in the academy system really early, and some people prefer to do that, some people would rather wait. Obviously Keane Lewis Potter, he was hunted down for years from Hull City, but he waited till 14s. So it's up to you really what you wanted to do, but it was difficult, obviously the standard was hard. So I went in there from 8, and then ever since 8 to 20 in the summer just gone, I was at the academy. I don't think I'd have any clubs after me, to be fair. It was just pretty straightforward. My dream as a hometown fan of Hull City was to play for Hull City, albeit I didn't make a competitive professional appearance, but I played for the first team, a couple of friendlies, scored a few goals obviously in the 21s, did well there. Like I say, it's just my dream to play for Hull City, just to wear that badge, to train with my mates each day. It's just a dream that came true really. Just a shame I couldn't go on to do it professionally, but I'm still at a decent level now and enjoying my football, which is the main thing.
You see, I didn't know that. I didn't realise you signed him when he was like 9 years old.
Yeah, so I just got. So I was at West Hill Willoughby. I don't know if that's still around now. A couple of you might be there. And then there was a little development tournament for Sunday League teams, and the scouts come over. Me and my best mate from my primary school I grew up with. She said, "Do you want to come in for a trial?" And then within the next week we signed up. And then ever since then, yeah, the rest just been all.
That's fantastic. So obviously going through that then, obviously you played your likes of Sheffield Wednesday, Sheffield United, your Leeds, blah, blah, blah. You know, who was like in your year group now that's in the first team, or had like a sniff of the first team?
I think Will Jarvis is out at Shelbourne at the minute, but I think he's tipped to really make it. He's a good player. Just needs to screw his head on a bit more. He's played a few appearances, so I'm sure many of you will know him. But yeah, his potential is unmatched. He's rapid, technically very good. He just needs to, well, I think he knows what he needs to do because he's been told numerous times by numerous coaches. J League, Tom Nixon, out on loan now in League Two clubs, obviously still young and out on loan in League Two, so it's a good achievement for them, playing week in, week out. So I'd say them three are up there, from what I can remember. Yeah, them three definitely are up there.
So obviously going through that system, again, obviously fantastic, you know, your experience through all this development. How hard was it when they actually sat you down and said, look, you know, you're not going to get renewed contracts? Well, you know, I'll be honest with you, when I got let go as a free, on a free transfer at Coventry, there was a little bit of anger about me. I was a bit, not bitter, but I was, why? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was, you know, and everybody was shocked, I get it, but I just felt like it was the end of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think I sat on it for about 3 weeks and thought, you know what, I've really now got to, if I want to make it or try and get to a good level, you know, I've got to get off my arse really, and, you know, and do something about it. But for them 3 weeks, you know, and I think a lot of players have been through the same feelings. I felt I was worthless. You know, I didn't think that I was any good. And then all of a sudden, you know, you ring the phone or the phone rings. All of a sudden you got like 8 or 9 clubs after you. Then all of a sudden you start believing in yourself.
Yeah.
So, you know, how was it for you? Was it a surprise? Was it a shock? Or did you kind of see it coming?
I think my first year pro that I had, because I had a 2-year pro, my first year pro, I'm not afraid to say I was probably one of our best performers, scoring every week, top goal scorer and assists. And then we had a little change of coach in the summer, and it's just opinions really. Football's a massive opinion game, and we got off to a decent start. Then I went out on loan, played here and there, and I got quite a bad injury which required surgery. I came back and kind of did let myself down a bit. I was a bit unfit, didn't really do what I could do, and then from then on I kind of expected to be released, but nevertheless it was still heartbreaking. Like I say, obviously being there from 8 years old, so then getting in that room, 5-minute conversation saying we're not going to extend your contract, you're free to leave. Obviously it's hard, and with it being your hometown club as well, you've got a connection, and then ever since then, like Scott said, you do feel a bit worthless, your confidence takes a massive knock. But then once you speak to people, get reassurance of family members, friends, their coaches, like I say, it's an opinion game, your confidence starts to come back, you feel a bit better about yourself, and then you really get up and start to do something about it. It still has a big effect. I look back now with some regrets. Could I have done this better? Could I have done anything more? I wish I didn't have regrets, but I probably do still have a couple.
So what, you now 21?
21, yeah, no.
So have you still got ambition to try and play at the best level you can? Or
Yeah, I do want to play at the best level I can. I think at the minute it's just trying to find the love for football again. Like I said, it takes a massive confidence, like a knock on your confidence. And you're turning up to training and you're like, is there any point of being here? I've been rejected already. Am I even going to make it back to that level? Obviously, there's a championship club and they're reaching now for the Premier League, so it's just the confidence. I do want to play as high as I can, but I know I've got to get match fit again, get as fit as I can again, back to what I was in the first year where I was performing very well.
Yeah, it is tough, mate. I mean, obviously now you're at North Ferriby, aren't you?
Yeah.
Are you finding that from obviously being a full-time pro to a part-time semi-pro player?
Yeah, I think I've struggled a bit with the training aspect, you know, going in every day, seeing the lads just playing football, and you keep yourself fit, and then now you're going into a part-time where you maybe only training once a week if you've got a game on midweek as well. You've got to really take things up on yourself to do things, and I think I keep going back to it, it's motivation, confidence issues. It is hard to get motivated, but I think once you get in that mindset that you're doing it for a purpose and you'll get your own rewards, you can't really look back on it.
No. So what's it like at Ferriby now then? Is there similar players to you in the squad, or are they kind of more moulded into that standard?
So there's 3 of us now at Ferriby who got released from Hull in the summer. So there's Harry Wallace, Harry Lovick, and then myself. We're doing well, to be fair. We've won the last, I think we won 6 out of 7 now. So we're pushing for the playoffs, albeit there's teams around with games in hand could change things. But we're in a good position, especially it's our first season back in that league as well. We only got promoted last year. So yeah, the lads are great as well. They've took to all of the young lads, like took them under the wing, helped them out massively, and it's a good change into being really good.
So who's the characters in that dressing room then?
We've got Niall Tilsley, he's crackers, mental. There's a good player, Levi Tarbotton. A few of you might know him, he's played locally for quite a while now. He could go as high as he wants, really. I've really rated him. And then there's Louis Kirk. He's just a mental guy, and that's about it. The rest are just steady, to be fair.
I think at that level, I think if you've got a tight-knitted group, that wins you 15 points a season. I think, you know, the team bonding and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, because who is it? Is it Boulder, isn't it?
Yeah,
Chris
Boulder.
Yeah. So does he look into that as in not just about the quality of player, but the togetherness and the characters?
I think all managers look for a character, don't they? They want someone that can come in and get amongst the lads. They don't want someone who just distances themselves.
Yeah.
It's like you said, being together wins you 15 points a season, running that extra 5-10% for your mate, because you know they'd do it for you if they could, and vice versa. It helps a lot. And I think the group togetherness is good, very good at it.
Again, not being disrespectful at all to North Ferriby's level, but what is the difference between under 21s football and semi-pro level?
Well, I think if anyone came to watch a game of 21s and part-time non-league football, you could compare the amount of football actually played. But normally at this level, now the part-time level, it's played up there in your head. Maybe we have to put the balls in the channels, chase balls, get on the second balls. Whereas 21s we play out from the back, like we're trying to do here, use our middleman, triangles. At non-league, you're doing anything to die for 3 points really. You've got to do what you've got to do to win games of football. Whereas the 21s is more about personal development, and that's all it really is.
So going back to Hull City then, obviously with the first team and stuff, who was like, you know, when I was playing, it was like your Dion Dublin, he loved the young lads. Gary McAllister loved the young lads. You know, who was like the father figure to use in the first team?
There was quite a few, to be fair. Callum Elder was really good, he was at Derby now. Louis Coyle, obviously club captain. He's probably, I'm not as many captains because I'm still young, but he's probably, if I wanted a captain, it'd be someone like Louis Coyle, where you can come in and ask you about your day, about your family, stuff like that. Just so polite for who he is. Like, he's a well-known figure in the city, but so polite, got time for anyone. So yeah, Coyle, Callum Elder, Sean McLaughlin, just the like to expect really to go in and just have a good conversation.
Who's like, I know I'm not digging anybody out, but again, at Coventry, obviously, I honestly, Paul Williams, I was just saying this off there, he was just horrible.
Yeah.
He wasn't bothered about any young kid. And Willow, I know you'll be watching this, I didn't like it, and I still probably don't now. It's been that long, honestly. He was a bully. He was horrible, honestly. And listen, you've got to be truthful in football. There was a lot of good people, but I was saying to Macca and Ben before this, I can remember we was in the steam room, and it was empty. There was me and a lad called Sam Shilton in there, and he was like, "Get out my seat." And I was like, "Well, no." Anyway, we'll go and get me a drink. Just stuff like that. I was like, "Well, no, it ain't happening." But he just thought he could just bully his way into. I mean, listen, I think in the first team dressing room he was well liked and well loved, but when it come to advice and stuff like that, he didn't want to know. He wasn't bothered. It's awful, isn't it? I am digging him out, but you know what I mean. But I was never like that. You know, as I got older, I wanted to look after the young lads and you know, and really push him on. But he just didn't have no. Well, it might just be me, but he didn't have a tab. Fuck him anyway. But there you go. So who was like the people that didn't really?
I'm trying to think now, and I'm struggling to be fair, 'cause they're all like decent lads. Like, no disrespect to Hull, but when I was in there, we were struggling at the bottom of the Championship. So I know obviously Coventry was higher up. Was it Premier League?
Yeah.
So I don't think you had really many characters that could say, "Yeah, I've been there, I've done it. I'm going to be arrogant towards everyone else." I think everyone was just, like Ferriby at the minute. They're all tightly knitted because we were struggling for our lives back then, and it was under Grant McCann. We went down that year, but everyone was just all together trying to get each other up for it. Josh McGuinness was a character, but he was a nice character, like he'd say something in front of the group, but to get you amongst it kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like,
I can remember.
Yeah.
I was a couple of videos actually.
I was at the game. I don't know if you boys was here at Hull City. Because Josh went to Wigan, didn't he?
Yeah.
And can you remember Coyley and Josh had a bit of a ding dong?
Yeah.
So that automatically I thought, well, he must be one of them where you know, on like borderline type of.
Yeah.
It could be horrible, but at the same time, it could be a good character. You know what I mean?
He was good at heart, but he'd say something out loud and you're like, oh, you just embarrassed me like mad there. Like, everyone's looking at me, what do I do, what do I do? You're going up for the first session and you're shouting stuff like, are you better than Malik Wilkes? And you're running around like, Malik Wilkes is looking at you and you're like, what do I say, what do I say? And he's just crumbling. 17, 18 years old, you've got 28, 29-year-olds staring at him. Crazy, but yeah, he was a nice lad.
So if you had to pick 3 lads from obviously your era when you was at Hull City to go on a night out with, who would it be? Only 3.
In my age group, or
No, first team, reserves, whatever it was.
Harry Wallace, definitely, who I'm at Ferriby with now. Just bonkers, crazy. It's just always good. Don't know how he ends up getting home after it, to be fair.
Won't be now, I think.
I would have said Jake Lee, but if you're watching this, you probably know what I'm not going to say, because every time I try to do a move or something on dance floor, he's always laughing at me. It does knock my confidence quite a bit.
I can't imagine Matt like they do.
I mean, I'm trying
You've got to be limited movement there.
I'm trying to give it my all and I just get laughed at.
I've seen a few of them, but...
Probably Harry Wallace, Alfie Taylor, and Josh Harns, who was from London, but you take him in a whole nightclub or whatever, he's not having any of it, he just wants to go home, but it's funny, he's out. He is so funny.
Love that. So in the first team then, if you had to pick the first teams to go out, 3 lads, who would it be?
Josh McGuinness, he'd be crazy. Malik Wilkes when I was there, and then from someone from the first team now, I'd like to see Seri on the dance floor. I reckon he's got a bit.
Oh mate, he'll
I
have
bet
the
he's
boss.
got better
I
moves.
reckon he can
100%
move them
yeah.
hips. I reckon he's alright.
Bet Sam Morton's got better now, actually.
Yeah, Scouse, maybe.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Who was like the characters? Who was like the banter? Who had, you know, who was always driving like the dressing room antics and all like that.
Brandon Fleming's quite good for banter.
Is he?
Young lad. Young local lad, but he gets amongst it. Obviously Josh McGuinness, like we mentioned. Thinking. Probably Malik Wilkes as well. Just always bantering and arguing with someone. He's had a couple of bust-ups when I was there as well, with keepers and stuff. George Long, they bust up with him. But other than that, George Honeyman was decent as well. He was a good lad for a little bit of banter.
Love to see him on dance floor, yeah. You're right, laugh on it.
Who's the worst dressed?
In my team, well, apart from Josh Arms, who'd come on a night, where we went to watch England at Bar, and he turned up in a vest. He turned up in a vest and shorts and was in a pub. He was like, and he had sliders on. Like, what you do? He's like, I don't know, bro, I'm just coming to watch the football. But this is all my mates from like round here, and I've invited him because obviously he's up from London. I said, come out with my mates, come watch the footy. And I'm like, oh, it's proper top lad. He turns up in a vest, shorts and Crocs. And got a photo of
Who's the 3 people you wouldn't take on the desert island with you?
Ooh. Harry Fisk, who was nowhere tonight.
Keepers are weird, aren't they?
Yeah.
Harry, you're lovely. You are lovely, but we have talked about keepers are a strange breed.
No.
A totally
He always
different breed.
distanced himself from the group of it. He was very mature compared to the rest of us.
Right.
So I don't think we'd have much fun on that island. But don't get me wrong, top lad, I love him to bits.
Top lad, but boring. But yeah, Harry, we love you, mate.
Harry Fisk. Harry Wallace, I wouldn't take him on the island with me. We'd have no chance getting out. And Harry Lovick as well. Just brain dead. Absolute brain dead. If we needed anything to eat, I don't know, I wouldn't get anything with him. Absolute brain dead.
At least we're not on there, so it's alright.
I'm happy with that. Who's like the most intelligent? Because again, I'm looking back at my days in football. I genuinely can't think of anybody. Yeah, I can't think of anybody that had any type of brain. I know it sounds awful.
Harry Fisk screwed on, mate. He could do anything. He could go to uni and do maths tomorrow if he wanted,
Really?
or science, whatever. Just glued on. And that's probably because of how mature he is and how distant he was from the group. When we was all messing about in education, he'd finish his work and he was doing extra at South Hunsley, a degree and stuff like that.
Fucking
Fair
fantastic.
play.
Wow, I like that. Jesus Christ. Who's the most skillful?
Will Jarvis, who I've said already. He's at Shelburne at the minute. You've seen his goal from Friday, decent. Keeper's smashed it long, he's took a touch in between 2 people, made someone, just slotted it. Definitely, he could do things with the ball that we was like, how are you doing that? Crazy.
Who's the worst trainer?
Well, to be fair, it was all quite decent in training. I'd say Harry Lovitt just for messing about, just for he'd kick the ball out, he'd start laughing at himself, something like that. He'd give the ball away and he'd just give up, laugh at himself. Probably just because of that. we're doing.
I always thought as well, again, when in my day, there was some really, really bad trainers, but come alive in the games.
Yeah,
do you know
yeah,
what I
he
mean?
did, to be fair. He always backed it up on a game day.
Yeah.
But in training, yeah, it could have been a bit better.
So you didn't do any jobs, did you? As a white test, did you? Obviously, that was
Obviously, when we was at the first team, we used to have to clean boots, so I was on Cliff Bairn's boots. He was
Right.
the assistant at the time.
Yeah.
And I could,
Always wore shorts, didn't
yeah, Cliff Bairn
he? Every
shorts.
day, no matter
Yeah.
what
Could
weather
be
it was.
minus 8 and he'd wear shorts.
What was Grant McCann like as a gaffer?
So I thought I had my best chance under Grant McCann, and I think he really liked pacey wingers, and that's something I'd lacked a bit. And I think that's, if I was a bit quicker, I probably might have made it through, for a couple of appearances under Grant McCann, because we were short at the time for players. But other than, like, not choosing me, we were really good with the young lads. So he'd always give the young lads a chance. I think we played Derby in the Carabao Cup, and I think 8 or 9 of us made our debuts. Not me, but 8 or 9 of the young lads made their debuts, and that's the trust he put in the young lads. Which
How hard was that then? You know, obviously, when you've got a squad of, say, 16, 17, and you're not in that 8 and 9, was you happy for your teammates, obviously?
Yeah.
But was that little bit of...
I was happy for him, but I still think to this day I was unlucky not to be in that team. Unlucky not to make my debut at Hull, because I think we played 18 to 20 games in the first year and I'd scored 13 with about 12 assists, and I think that's decent going for a 21s level, especially when you're not playing every week, because maybe first team players are dropping in. And I thought, that was under Andy Dawson as well, and I played my best football, I enjoyed it. Have you ever played against Dawson, Andy Dawson?
No, I have Michael Dawson, yeah. Not Andy.
No, he's probably my best coach I've had to this day. Just the way he understood the lads and everyone around him, and how he lightened up a dressing room or a training session just because of his vibe.
Yeah.
He was definitely the best coach, definitely.
That's decent, because like you say, I mean... So how many managers was you under then? Dawson, Grant McCann.
So,
Was you under Shotter?
yeah, I was up with pre-season with Shot, and he was a crazy guy. So they do a body fats and that, don't they? And one of the lads was over a certain amount, so he'd come in, because there's 2 dressing rooms at Hull, the first team dressing room and the lads who were up from the youth team sit in the dressing room, and he stormed in and everyone was like, and in his like accent that he had, he was like, who's this guy, I'm not going to say his name. And he went, you've been eating too much steak. Why? He went, red meat, not good for you, you're fat.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. And this was, so the first team people were walking past, and there's all the youth team up in that dressing room, and he gone, you're fat, go in the gym now, do some extra work, you've been eating too much ketchup, too much steak, too much chips on the sub. And all the lads like, oh my god. And this, bearing in mind, this is like his 3rd day into pre-season, like, you're not getting a chance. But other than that, he was good. I like Shaw.
Who was the, you know, like pre-season, no one likes pre-season, do they? Who was the toughest, what was your toughest pre-season, under what manager?
Definitely Grant McCann, because the way he wants to play pressing football in Cliff, which they probably do at Donny now, did well at Peterborough with it. They just want people to run all over. They don't care if you're technically good, technically bad, as long as you run your heart out. And I think that's the hardest pre-season I did under him, because we should running all the time, pressing. Even if it was just football related sessions, the areas would be massive. You'd have to run it, like first 200 passes in a possession drill, the full pitch, you're running all over. Crazy.
So what was your normal routine day then, or week? Was it like, because obviously we had Wednesdays off, obviously when I'm playing, so what was yours? Was you in Monday, Tuesday, rest day, Wednesday?
So say if we had a game Monday, we'd probably be in, we try to aim to have Wednesday and Sundays off when we can. So if we had a game Monday, we'd come in, do recovery Tuesday, Wednesday off, go again Thursday for a game on the Monday, which is usually when the 21s play now, Monday, Tuesdays. We'd get in about 9, to do like your average pre-axi, the physio and stuff like that. During 10 till 12 have your dinner, and then go to the gym for an hour, then go home. And looking back now, that was the life early on. Like, you wish you could do that again.
I say to people all the time, right, people used to, I never did, but people used to whinge about having double sessions. I look back now and go, you do a double session all day long, do you know what I mean? So we thought we was hard done by. On a Monday we'd have a double session. Tuesday would be the hardest one, because obviously you've got Wednesday off. Thursday obviously light session, Friday bit of pattern of play and far side. But we genuinely thought as a group we're so hard done by.
Yeah.
It's like if you actually do the hours, you probably do 12 to 15 hours a week.
Yeah. So now is it compared to what it's like work now so far? If you do
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Like one of my mates, obviously, they're all within a club, like professional, non-semi-pro, like stuff like that. They all say like the fitness what they have to do, but it's so good. Like mate who plays for FC, he said it's brutal. Like in pre-season we're doing like hill sprints and stuff like that, and it's one of the easiest because in the first team he's like 19, so it's going to be even harder for him to not get used to it. And obviously coming up to like some of the big guys there, it's definitely a big hit to say from like going to school, doing a bit like playing against like my size and stuff like that, and then coming to like big bloke like Penalty and FC now. It's a massive shock.
And finally then on Hull City, who was the longest in the shower? You can take that in any way you want.
To be fair, I was quite long in the shower myself because probably don't want to hear this, but it's just good in it once you've had a session just to chill in the shower like with your mates. Obviously, got your clothes on, your boxer on and stuff.
You love a good shot, don't you?
Yeah, you just stand in the shower and just talk about the session, talk about what you're doing and stuff like that. And that's, I'm not going to say it's a place to meet up, but you just have weird, funny, or remembrance conversations in the shower. I'd say there's me, Harry Lovett, like the local lads from Hull was me, Harry Lovett, Jake League, Louis Beckett, the lads who have been there quite a while, through the scholar and professional, and just always in the shower, all together. Just somehow you look to your left and there's Harry Lovett, or right and there's Jake League, you're like, why are you in the shower with me? But you're staying there for ages.
Right, prediction time, Ben and Mackett. Hull City have got Preston away.
Is it?
Yeah, Preston away, yeah.
Last week I think I said we'd get beat 2-1 Southampton and we and 1-0 with West Brom, so obviously I'm leading. Preston away, I'm going to go for a 2-0 away win.
I would say the same. I would go 2-0 away win.
I'm going to say 0-0. No goals. Preston are on the up at the minute.
Yeah, they are.
Beat Copley
Big
tonight, didn't they?
battered Cobb as well, by the way. Absolutely murdered them. Right, people, thanks for listening. We'll see you all next week. Thank you.
Thank you.